Okay, so welcome to our gentle stretch practice. Let's find a comfortable seat. So whatever that means for you today, you can sit in a chair, you can sit on the couch, you can sit on the bed, you could sit comfortably on the mat with the legs crossed or the legs extended, but let's just bring some focus to sitting with a long spine. Ground your hips on the mat, lengthen up out of the pelvic bowl, and take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. Take another deep breath in. As you inhale, fill the belly up, fill the chest up, and then open mouth, exhale. And then do that one more time. Inhale, sit tall, let the belly fill up like a balloon, and then open mouth, release. And then go ahead and just take your hands, and you can bring the hands to the heart, or you can place them over the heart, and just start to breathe in and out through the nose. And so as we have entered this first month of this new year, we've been talking about intention and what intention means from the yogic perspective, and also how it can support us in our lives on and off the mat. So the word that is the closest to intention in yoga is sankalpa, which translates a little bit more deeply into a commitment, a vow, a longing. So when we come to the practice, we want to bring intention. And BKS Iyengar, who is a very well-known, one of the kind of the gurus of yoga that brought it to the West, talked about that the practice, is very much about intention and breath, and then the postures are secondary. So when we come to the mat, we want to take that moment to arrive, to breathe, to feel into our body, and then bring in that idea that what commitment you want to make to yourself in the class today. So are you here just because that's, something to check off the list? And that's okay. That's a commitment you make to yourself to practice. Is there a physical challenge, a mental challenge, emotional challenge? Is it because you want to feel differently? You want to feel a certain way? And intentions work best when they are present and positive. So bringing our attention to, again, maybe a feeling, right? We want to feel grateful. We want to feel present. We want to feel calm or joyful. Or again, we want to feel grounded, calm. We want to relax the back muscles or the neck muscles. And so just arrive in your practice. This is a gentle stretch sequence. And so it is a softer sequence, which allows more space to really feel into what is coming up, and continuing to come back to the intention to sort of weave us through the sequence. Because it is very easy to get distracted, to get frustrated, to start thinking about something outside. And so the intention is an anchor, it is a root. And so just allow yourself a moment to set the intention for the practice. And it can be just a feeling, it can be a word, it can be a symbol, it can be a short positive statement, but just set that intention as you would place a seed in the earth. And so feel into that, and take another big, big breath in and sigh it out. And then go ahead and release your hands down and just start to create some movement with the spine. So you can circle the spine to start. That's one of my favorite ways to start, because when we start to create a circular shape in the body, it moves us out of the left brain, the more logical, rational, linear brain, into the right brain, more creative, intuitive, and visual. And so balance is often my intention when I come to the mat. I, feel in my daily life, I tend to, like most of us, we sort of move into our comfort zone. And I tend to be a little type A, a little bit, manage and control of my life and the kind of the life around me. And so when I come to the practice, I want to bring this quality of spaciousness and presence, and allowing my body to kind of move in a different way than I do in the world. And so sometimes the intention for the practice is, again, just to experience a different state than we do in our regular roles and responsibilities. Yoga means to yoke, to unite. And so it really is a practice of relationship between opposites. If you're circling, reverse the direction. And so allowing ourselves to just play with a different way of arriving, of being in the body, being in the movement. And for some people, they work with the same intention over and over again. Every time they come to the mat, every time they come to the meditation cushion, like they're there for that purpose. And then other times it changes with the day, with the week, with the season, with the sun and the moon. And it might also change through the practice. You might start out being like, I just want to feel calm, or I just want to release this tension in my neck. And then as we move through the practice, that tension releases and you feel something somewhere else. So allow the intention to be fluid as well. We don't want rigidity in our practice or in our lives. Take another big breath in. And then bring it back to center. And if you're sitting cross-legged, switch the cross of your legs, or just make sure you're still seated comfortably. And then again, lift up out of the pelvis, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, twist, left hand behind you, right hand to the left knee. Roll the shoulders down, lengthen up, soften the jaw. And you can shake the head out a little bit. You can look towards the left shoulder or towards the right shoulder. You can soften the gaze, just sort of straight out. So this is a simple twist, simple seated twist to begin to support detoxification. Rinsing out the body, wringing out the organs. And twists help us to find clarity. So sometimes we're not sure of the intention. Take another breath. Exhale. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, switch to the other side. Right hand behind you, left hand to the right knee. Roll the shoulders down, draw the belly in. Give it a little shift, shake, allow the gaze to move wherever it needs to. Making sure you're breathing in and out through your nose. So breath, intention, and then pose. That's sort of the order of vitality in the practice. We want to make sure we're breathing. We want to make sure we're intentional with our breath and our body, and then we allow the movement. Take another deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bring the arms straight down. Point your fingertips to the mat. Press your fingertips into the mat. Roll the shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, draw the left ear to the left shoulder. Keep pressing the right fingertips into the mat. Maybe take the left hand and lightly hold the right side of the right side of the head. So soften the jaw. And you can keep pressing the right fingertips down firmly into the mat or to the floor, or you can even reach that right arm up out at like a 45-degree angle. And you can play with flipping the palm. That creates a little more intensity. So this is a gentle stretch practice. So sometimes the very theme of the class allows us to set an intention. So our intention when we're doing the flow practice can be different than when we're in the gentle or the restorative. Or maybe it's the same quality we're seeking. Take another breath. Exhale, release the left hand, push the fingertips down, and then turn your chin towards the left shoulder. So keep pushing your fingertips down into the mat, softening the shoulder, the chin towards the shoulder. Take another inhale. Exhale, release the hands for a moment, drop the chin to the chest. Just let the little muscles relax. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the gaze, so chin parallel, push your fingertips down, and then right ear to right shoulder. And keep reaching the left fingertips down. Maybe take the right hand and weight it on the left side of the head. Relax the shoulders, soften the jaw, draw the belly in. You can always lift that left arm up too and play with flipping the palm if you want a little more. Take another breath. And then release the right hand. Push the fingertips down. Draw the chin towards the right shoulder. Open up the little scalenes, little muscles. Press the fingers down. Keep sitting tall. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the chin across the chest. Inhale. Reach the arms up. Look up. Exhale. Give yourself a hug. let your hands hold opposite shoulders and kind of pull down here a little bit. So turn the gaze down towards the elbows. Gently draw the fascia away from the upper back. Breathing here. And then roll the elbows up, lift the chest, inhale, notice which arm is on top. Exhale, reach the arms out wide and then circle around with the opposite arm on top. Give yourself a hug. So the hands are gently draping on the shoulders and then round in a little bit here. So looking towards the elbows. Take a deep breath. And then slowly lift the elbows up, lift the gaze if that's comfortable, reach up, inhale. Exhale, release, and then just roll the shoulders out. So you can always hold on to the shoulders with the hands or relax your hands down. Just roll the shoulders one way. You might hear some crackling and popping, and then the other way. And then squeeze the shoulders up by the ears. Inhale, exhale, release. Stretch your legs out. Give them a nice little shake. Rock them out a little bit. Release the hip flexors. And then we'll briefly come into all fours. So coming to a tabletop position. And for tabletop, I often will recommend putting something under the knees. If you're on a carpet with the mat, you're probably fine, but always good to support the knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. So fingers are spread, toes are tucked. So soften the elbows and take a moment. So when we move from seated to all fours, this is often the times where we start to lose the intention because we transitioned. So take a moment to just, again, arrive in this space, pressing the hands down, tucking the toes, take a full belly breath in. Side out. Come back to your intention, and maybe the intention is different here, right? Maybe a different ache is in the body in this position. And then when you feel connected to the breath, to the intention, inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, soften your elbows. Exhale, round the spine, arch back. Press the hands down, inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round back. So just moving smoothly through some cat-cow. Inhale, the heart opens. Exhale, we arch back. Soft elbows. Flowing with breath and intention. Moving the energy through the spine. And just 3 more. Soften the face, soften the elbows. And then next time you round into cat, go ahead and hold. Arch the spine back, tuck the chin, open up the back of the body. Take a breath. And then as you inhale, start to melt the heart like we were doing for cow, but we're gonna walk forward for puppy dog. So stick your hips up into the sky, walk your arms out, and then you can lower to your forearms and place the forehead down, or keep the elbows lifted and bring your chest down. Roll the shoulders down the back. So this is getting into the upper back. This is getting into the heart. So the belly is drawing in, so there's still energy through the lower body. And then just take some good breaths into the heart, into the chest, into the shoulders. So this is a great pose if you've been sitting a lot. So just slow, steady breath. With intention. Remembering why we come to practice. And then inhale, walk it back up to all fours. Plant the hands under the shoulders, and we'll do a little bit of balance work before we come off all fours. So as you inhale, extend the right leg up behind you, hip height. And you can also bring the left arm up. Exhale, left hand down, right knee down. Inhale, left leg and maybe right arm. Exhale, lower. So again, as we start to build just a little bit of heat in the practice, like I said, this is primarily more of a gentle stretch practice, but we do want to warm up. It can be easy to lose the intention, especially if you're like, I want to be peaceful, I want to be calm, right? Like then we start to balance and we start to feel a little bit of heat. And so still staying connected to the breath, moving with the breath. And the intention is that bridge between the breath and the body, the physical and the mental. So taking your time, the gaze is soft. Anytime we're balancing, we want our gaze to be on one point that's not moving. And then we're going to hold the right leg up, and you can have the left arm up or just have the leg up and just feel into the balance. Take another breath. You can stay here or exhale, hug the elbow towards the knee. So just a little core warm up. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, and you can just hug the knee in as well. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, round in. Reach out. Hold the balance. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lower the left hand, lower the right knee. Come into child's pose, knees wide, big toes together. Push back to the heels, and you can stay on your forearms. You can lower your forehead down. You can always stack your fists and place the forehead down. And for a lot of people, this is a resting pose. It's a place to come back to our breath, to our intention. But if this is not appropriate for you, then again, you don't have to do it. Take another breath. Let it go. And then we'll slowly roll up back to all fours one more time here. And then lift the left leg and maybe the right arm. So maybe you just hold like this. Maybe you just have the left arm up, or take a breath. Exhale, hug the knee and maybe with the elbow. And we'll do that a few more times with the breath. So we just want to bring some core stabilization in before we do some more stretching and opening. Last time, reach it out, pause, and then lower it down. Now you can come right back into child's pose or puppy dog, or I'm going to offer a downward dog. So for downward dog, hands are as wide as the mat, even slightly wider. Fingers are spread. Tuck your toes, keep the knees bent, lift the hips up as you shift your gaze between your shins. Roll the shoulders on the back. You can keep the knees bent the whole time, or you can start to extend the legs. So if down dog is available, it's a great full body stretch. You can shake out your head, bend the knees. At any point, you're welcome to come into child's pose or back into puppy dog. Just take a couple breaths, feeling the length, feeling the breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to walk the hands back to the feet or forward, whatever makes sense for you. You can always roll up your blanket or have pillows or blocks and put them under the hands. And just fold over the legs like a rag doll. Toes are facing forward, feet are about hip width distance apart, which is roughly 2 fists, your 2 fists. And then let it go. Feel free to just shake it out, wiggle it out a little bit. Opening up the hamstrings and the calves. If you're feeling stuffy at all, you can always keep your spine lifted, and that's where it's nice to have a little support. Pressing your feet down, softening the face. Take an inhale, lengthen up halfway. Hands can come to shins or thighs. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen up halfway, lift. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Bend your knees, roll up one vertebra at a time. As you come up, roll the shoulders. So again, rolling the shoulders one way and the other. Soften the jaw. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Look down at your feet. Make sure they're about hip width distance apart, toes facing forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Soften the elbows. Reach up and over to the right. So keep the ears soft between the arms. No tension in the neck. Draw the belly and press down through your feet. So reaching up and over to the right side. Great side body opener. Just feeling again that transition here on our feet. Inhale, reach it up, switch the clasp, keep the elbows soft, shoulders down the back, pull up and over. Draw the belly in, ground your heels, relax your face. Take another big inhale, and out. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, release the hands to the heart or place them in any way that feels good. Again, come back to your breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, noticing any change in your intention as you stand. And we'll bring that into some half sun salutations. So soften the knees, toes facing forward. Inhale, reach the arms up for the sky. Exhale, bend the knees and swan dive forward. Hands to the floor, props or the shins. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms up, reach up, big stretch. Hands to the heart. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up, big inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, swan dive, dive down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, reach. Pull that intention back to the heart. Last time, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, down. Inhale, all the way up, lift. Hands to heart. Take a breath, arrive. And then as you exhale, take your hands to your hips and even slide your hands sort of down your sacrum, fingers pointed down, hugging the elbows in. Soften the knees, roll the shoulders back. So draw the elbows towards each other. The chin can stay tucked, sliding the throat back. You can open the throat just a little bit. So this is a standing cobra, standing back bend. Soften the knees, roll the shoulders back. So just opening the heart here, hug the elbows in, take another big breath. And then exhale, release. Give it a little shake there. Soften the knees, inhale, reach the arms up, lift up. Exhale, forward fold down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen. And then whatever makes sense for you, you can step the right foot forward and lower the back knee, or you can step back. But we want to bring the right foot into a lunge position. So the right foot is forward, the knee is over the ankle. And once again, you can pad the back knee. We won't be here too long. Square your hips, roll the shoulders back. And then keep the left hand on the floor. Take the right hand to the right thigh or reach it up for the sky. So opening the chest in a twist. You can also take the right hand to the low back. So again, opening the chest. Soften the jaw. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Hug the legs into that little bit of core support. Reach your arms up to the sky. So lifting up, bend the front knee, open the chest, and you can bend your elbows here if it's too much to have the arms up. Pull the belly in, soften the jaw. And then you could also take the hands once again to the hips and then hug the elbows and point the fingers down. Find that standing back bend. Bend into the front knee, roll your chest open, take a big inhale. Exhale, release the hands down, straighten your front leg. So draw the right toes towards the face. Soften the jaw. So you can stay upright here, feeling into the hamstrings, or you can bend the elbows a little bit and fold. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Good. And then bend into the knee. Place the hands down. So again, you can either just step yourself into your forward fold. If you would like to do a down dog or anything between sides, you can. Otherwise, you can just fold over the legs for a moment. So listen to your body. Breathing into the forward fold. And then inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Right hand holds the left wrist. Pull up and over to the right. Soften the elbows, soften the jaw. And then bring it up. Switch the clasp up and over. Soft elbows. Soft face. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart or place the hands in a way that feels good. Reconnect. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Then inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, bring the left foot forward or back. So however you're set up on your mat, we're coming into the lunge with the left foot forward and the right knee down. So again, I recommend patting the back knee, square the hips, open the chest. Right hand stays on the mat, left hand to left thigh as we start to twist. Maybe left arm up or left hand to low back. Roll the shoulders down, soften your jaw. Soften that right elbow a little bit. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, release. So feel into that core connection as you reach yourself up. Shoulders draw down the back, bend into the front knee, lift your heart so arms can reach up. You can bend the elbows. You can take your hands to your hips or even again, turn the fingers down and find that standing back bend. Elbows draw in, shin can tuck or open the throat. Try not to lose the lunge so that intention continues to be the bridge. Soften the jaw. Take a big, big breath. Exhale, release your hands down, straighten the left leg, pull the toes towards the face. So slide the hips back a little bit. Yeah, good. Relax the jaw. And you can stay upright or you can start to bow. So just feeling into this side of the leg. Staying present. Take one more breath. Side out. Bend into the front knee. Now this time we'll transition a little differently. We're going to lift the back leg and walk to our wide legs. So adjust if you need to. So your feet are as wide as comfortable. Your toes are facing forward, maybe slightly pigeon-toed in. Hands can be under the shoulders, or again, you can take your blocks or fold up some blankets or pillows to just bring the earth a little closer. You can stay lifted halfway or you can start to bow in. So this gets to be a bit of a deeper stretch into the hips, as well as continuing to open the calves and the hamstrings. So just taking a few breaths here, feeling into our wide leg forward fold. And connecting with intention, connecting with breath. You're always welcome to rock or kind of bend the knees or bring in any movement. Or just allow the stillness. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands back under the shoulders. Heel toe the feet in just a little bit. Turn your toes out. And then bring your hands to your thighs. Bend your knees and lift up into temple. So hands are on the thighs. Sit back. And Settle the weight into the thighs. So you're pressing into the thighs, not into the knees, sitting the hips back, and then just dip your right shoulder towards center, opening the chest. And then dip your left shoulder into center, opening the chest to the right. And then one more time, dip that right shoulder in. And then your left. And then pause at center. And then slowly roll yourself up, straighten the legs, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to the hips, point the toes forward again, so slightly shorter stance, the toes are forward. And again, reach the fingers down the sacrum, hug the elbows in, find that standing heart opener. And you can stay just like this, or clasp the hands now behind the back. The knuckles can rest at the sacrum. Roll the chest open, stay with the standing back bend, or start to bend the knees and come forward again. The hands can stay at the sacrum or reach your arms up and overhead. So just feeling into either that standing heart opener or taking it into a deeper chest expansion. And either way is fine. You can totally just stay standing and roll the chest open. Or if you have the hands at the hips, you can come forward like that, keep the chest open, and then when you're ready, just release your hands back down. So we'll take a few breaths wherever you are. And then if you still have your hands clasped, next exhale, release them down. Shake out the head. Soften the jaw. And then soft knees, slowly roll yourself up. Roll the shoulders one way and then the other. And then squeeze the shoulders and release. Heel toe or hop the feet together. Come back to standing at the top or the back of the mat, wherever you have space. Feet facing forward, hip width distance apart. Allowing yourself to arrive with intention, with breath. Inhale, reach the arms up once more. Right hand holds left wrist, pull up and over to the right. Press your hips to the left. Roll the shoulders down, draw the belly in. Shake out the head. And then bring it up, shift the hips the other way, opposite hold of the wrist. Draw the belly in, lengthen, soften. And then roll it up, big stretch. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow in. So you can fold in a little more here. And then we're going to transition out onto the belly. So again, if you want to come through a downward dog, you can, or you can just walk yourself out, coming into our Sphinx, which is one of my always have to do with when we're focusing on office, right? Like when we're spending a lot of time at the desk. So however it makes sense for you to transition to Sphinx. Fingers are spread, we're on the forearms, the shoulders are over the elbows, the pelvis is down with the feet hip width distance apart. Now you can keep your gaze soft and forward or start to lift up. So the chin is parallel to the mat. And there can be a slight lift, but we're not jamming our head up, okay? So relax the shoulders, click the tops of the feet down, the pelvis down. And you can just take deep breaths here. You could also rock a little bit, kind of shift your gaze. Movement, especially little movements, can be a really great way to break up stagnant energy in the body. So just breathe and feel into this pose. This pose is beneficial if we can hold it for several breaths. So spread the fingers, press the hands down. There's some isometric energy. There is a drawing in of the hands towards the body and then the chest reaching up. So we're hugging in and lifting up. Soft jaw. Shake out the head a little if that's okay. Big, big breath in. Exhale it out. Go ahead and make a little pillow with the hands, or you can stack your fists. Place your forehead down, and then bend your knees and just kind of windshield wipe, like a windshield wiper, the low body. Just kind of rocking here, massaging the belly. Can be nice for the internal organs to spend a little bit of time on the belly. Inhale. Exhale. And then release the leg, click the feet down, tops of the feet down. And you can either come back into Sphinx or we'll do Cobra. So for Cobra, the thumbs hug in towards the chest, the elbows draw towards the ribs. Really press the feet and the pelvis down. Now you can pretty much not use your hands at all and just start to lift your chest, not even using the hands, or push your hands down to roll up. So in Cobra, the pelvis stays down, the elbows hug in, and again, we're relaxing through the head. There can be some mobility here, kind of rocking a little bit. At any point, you can come into a low Cobra, even lifting the hands or back up onto your forearms in Sphinx. Just taking a few more breaths. This kind of extension, again, is really good for any sitting for long periods. Being mindful, being intentional about it, of course. Take another big breath wherever you are. And then exhale, let it go. You can make a little pillow again with your hands, rock and windshield. But when you are ready, we're gonna roll on to the back, okay? So however you wanna do that when you're ready, and again, you're always welcome to, come back through down dog or child's pose, or just flip on over. So we'll do, since we already started with the heart opening, we'll do a little bit of bridge work on our back. So lying on the back, feet hip width distance apart, arms down by the sides. Press the feet down and inhale, gently lift your hips. And exhale, lower the tailbone. So we're pressing through the feet. The knees are staying hip width distance. And there's just a gentle rise and roll. Soften the jaw, relax the face. And let this, again, help you to slowly arrive on the back. Breathing here, noticing if there's any difference in your intention as we once again change our plane of practice. Because again, sometimes what is intentional seated or standing or supine, right, on the belly, on all fours. And that's why it's so important to stay close to what we're doing here. Why are we doing yoga today, right? Like a lot of us, things kind of get autopilot. And that's just life. But when we are intentional, we are present. And when we are present, we get to choose our response. And, in terms of our body, we get to be much more conscious of how we're moving. Go ahead and pause in your bridge, lifting the hips, softening the jaw, rolling the chest open. Inhale. Exhale, lower the tailbone down. And then heel toe your feet as wide as the mat. You can bring your arms out to goalposts or out to the sides. And just find a little windshield wiper here. So a little more space than when we're on our back, just kind of rolling along the tailbone and the sacrum. This is a great twist for the low spine. And just again, releasing any tension. And then the next time the knees go to the right, let them linger there so that right knee drops over to the right. You could always put a pillow or a block under the thigh. And if you want, rest the right foot on the left thigh like a weight. Roll the shoulders down. Roll the head a little bit. Let the head find a comfy space. And take some breaths here. Slow, intentional breath. Now, if the right foot is on the left thigh, keep it there. And we're gonna roll the knees back up into our figure four. So taking a hip opener. If you don't have the right foot up, as you bend the knees, just cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And again, you can just kind of rock the hips here, kind of rocking left and right. If you want to go more into the hip opener, you can draw the left knee in. And so you can play with a little bit of that. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So right ankle is over the left thigh. And again, either kind of rocking side to side or hug that left knee in. But try to keep your shoulders and your tailbone down. And breathe. So we got to get our hip opener in. Helps with the, again, sitting too. Whenever we're sitting for long periods, the hips get really tight, you know, the hips and the hamstrings, the low back. So really good to open the hips and the hamstrings and the shoulders when we've been sitting a lot. And we've done that today. So just keep breathing, feeling into the hips. Relax the eyes and the mouth. Trying to relax the shoulders. Good. Take another big, big, big breath in. Open mouth. Sigh it out. So place the left foot down and then just go ahead and hug the right knee in for a moment. So the right knee is hugging into the chest. You can keep the left foot down or extend it. And you can just give that left knee a nice little rock. Or if you want to come into the hamstrings one more time, extend that right leg straight up. And you can point and flex the foot. You can circle the ankle. And you can do that as well if the knee is into the chest. Just breathing a little bit here. Deep breath. And then hug that right knee in on the exhale. Place both feet on the floor, hip width distance apart. We'll take a little bit of a bridge here just between sides. Press the feet down, press the hands down, slowly lift the hips. Take a big, big breath as you roll your hips up. And then exhale, bring it down. Separate the feet as wide as the mat. And again, just feel a little bit into that rocking side to side, that windshield wiper. We won't kind of flow as long as we did the first time, but just bringing that back in. And then the next time the knees roll to the left, allow that left thigh to settle. You can put support under the left thigh. And then maybe place the left foot on the right ankle. Arms by the sides or up overhead or wherever that's comfortable. Again, the head can look right, it can look left, it can look center. But, you know, the neck, it's very important that we're sensitive to the neck. So it's not about it having to go any way, it's what feels comfortable. So breathing into the low belly, the low back. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. And then if the left foot is over the right ankle, keep it there as you roll the knees up, or just draw the knees up and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And so again, you can play a little bit here with sort of dropping that left foot or left knee side to side, or you can start to hug the right leg in and focus on the hip opener. But the tailbone, shoulders, and head can settle down. So settling down there. And just breathing. So what worked on the first side may not work on this side. So there may be more openness here or more tension. And so that's part of, again, that intention is that we adapt. We have, it's like the intention is like our GPS, right? Like we have the destination. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel calm. I want to relax my back, right? That's the GPS. And then along the way, right, like the route can sometimes shift and change. We add a location, we change the location, you know, we have to adapt the direction. And so that pertains to each side as well, right? So like the navigation, the intentional navigation on the right side can change on the left. For a lot of reasons, you know, maybe the right side is the side where you're nursing an injury or a limitation, and then the left side is like ready to go dancing. So, you know, different. And that's where, you know, yoga, like I said, it's not about a rigidity. We want to bring both a firmness and an ease to every aspect of the practice, and that includes intention. We want to have an intention because it gives us direction and focus and presence. But at the same time, like if we're too rigid in it, it's not going to serve the evolution, the journey. Take a couple more breaths. Big, big breath. And then again, if you're in the hip opener, go ahead and release that right foot. Hug the left knee in, and you can again just hug the left knee in, give it a little rock, roll out the ankle, or you can extend the leg up, holding behind the thigh or the calf, and you can point and flex. You can do anything that feels good here. Try to roll the shoulders down, breathing all the way down to the left toes. Good. So we've kind of tried to comb through the body today, kind of bringing that intentionality into each part, each plane of the practice. And just taking a few more breaths on the left side. Big, big inhale. And then side out. Hug that left knee in if it's not there already. And then we'll place the foot down and we'll come into one more bridge. So if you would like to take a supported bridge and you have a yoga block or like a firm pillow or a blanket nearby, you can grab it. So a blanket works fine. You can just kind of fold it up to a little bit of a square. And then just as before, the knees are bent, press the feet down, lift your hips, and then put a pillow or a blanket or a block or a book under your sacrum and lower the sacrum down. So the knees can stay hip width distance, the feet down, shoulders down. You can also play here with extending the legs long. That'll kind of get into the hip flexors a little bit. And other times people like to bring the knees in or the feet up. That's a supported shoulder stand. Or you can just stay with the supported bridge. Or if you prefer to just do a longer active bridge, we are going to be here a couple minutes. So feel into that. So I just like to offer a little bit of space in a supported pose before we transition all the way into relaxation, just to kind of shift the blood flow, calm everything down. So breathing into whatever version of bridge or supported bridge. And just stay with your breath. Slow down the breath. Soften the face, soften the body. And this is yet another great pose for our sitting at the desk. This is opening the upper spine as well as stretching the back of the body, strengthening the back of the body. So I love bridge pose if we can do it in a way that feels comfortable. Slow breath. Take a big belly breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Just see if you can sink into the pose here in any way that feels right. And that's, again, something I like about bringing in a supported pose, because a lot of times through our day, we can't always get support when we want it, when we need it, or in the way that we would like it. So that's something that's an intention for me in my practice, that I want it to be a place where I can be supported. I can get some help. I can, slow down, do less. And so it can be interesting if you're used to doing when we do some of the more gentle, supported practices, but it's a good practice. Take one more breath. Let it go. And then slowly, if you're still in any version of bridge, you can place your feet down, lift your hips, move the prop out of the way. And then you can either just hug your knees into your chest and rock here. You could do that windshield wiper again. Oftentimes people will do a happy baby at this point. We'll kind of pull the knees and hold behind the hamstrings with the feet up. But whatever feels right, this is our transition to final relaxation. So if there's anything else the body needs, if there's anything that feels off, usually we want to do something symmetrical. So knees to chest or happy baby. And we only have a few minutes of relaxation in this particular class. We do have our longer restorative meditation once a month. But it is important to take that time. So you can lie on the mat. It can be nice to put a blanket under the head, or a pillow under the head and a pillow under the knees. You could also do another supported pose, like putting the legs up the bed or the wall or the chair. If you have a meditation practice, you could always sit up in meditation. But just give yourself these next few moments to just be, whatever that looks like for you today. To settle, to release. You could take a big inhale and tighten up all the muscles and hold them. And then as you exhale, let them go. And feel free to do that a few times, just to really give yourself that permission to feel the difference between rigidity and tension, and then that ease and release. You can count the breath. So I like to just do a basic 4 count. Inhale 4, exhale 4. So those are always tools if the mind is distracted, if it's hard to just relax, to play with the tension and the relaxation, or counting the breath. But if you can, give yourself just a few moments of release, releasing the intention, releasing everything, just letting yourself absorb the practice however it was for you today. And so just let yourself be held. Let go of everything outside of this space. And this really is an important part of the practice. It took me many years to understand why it was important to lay there and do nothing after the class. But it is, because that's where the system resets. That's where the intention, the breath, and the movement is absorbed through all the different layers of the conscious and unconscious systems. This is where the body's like, oh, okay, I'm safe, so I can absorb and do what I need to do. So just give yourself this time and just let everything go. Observing the breath, the thoughts and the emotions, like you would clouds in the sky or waves at the beach. Again, counting the breath can be very calming. And just letting go. Just a little bit longer. If you have the space in your day to take a longer relaxation, I always recommend that. But if you need to move into your day, we can do that together with intention. Begin to sense your breath. Feel it in your belly. And as you bring intention to sensing the breath, notice how the breath begins to expand. And as the breath begins to expand, you can bring little movements back to the fingers, the toes, the wrists and ankles. You can shake out your head, soften your jaw. You can start to stretch and wiggle and move, or just roll to one side. And at any point, if you would like to sit to seal the practice, you are welcome to find a seat. Just sitting comfortably, quietly. You can bring your hands to your heart or just place them in a way that feels good. And maybe just check back in. Maybe consider what intention arose at the beginning of the practice and what that evolution was over the last hour. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it feels like you have arrived at your destination. But it's practice. It's all practice. And so I honor you for practicing, for bringing intention to the day, to the practice. May that support you and benefit you as you move through the rest of the week. Take a deep breath in and sigh out. And I bow to you. Namaste.